Wait a minute, where'd my camera go? Wait, hold on. There we go. So, I did a thing. I sold all my Sony cameras, all of them, for the Sony a7C Mark II. Yeah. First of all, can we just appreciate how well organized my camera bag is? I mean, like, look at that. Look at the lines, look at the balance. Oh my goodness. Just love being organized. Now, why did I get the a7C Mark II? Well, honestly, it was kind of a surprise. Like at Condo last year, I was gonna make a video talking about why I sold my FX3 for the ZV E1. But when I was playing with the a7C Mark II and the a7CR, I kind of fell in love with it. I love the compact size, I love the stabilization, the image quality was great for photos and videos, and I just love the squared off design. Like, do you guys remember my a6500 videos? Like, I filmed so much content with that camera, even the a6300, because it was small, compact, and I could take it anywhere. And so, I got the a7C Mark II. All right, let's go check up on the kiddos. I took them to the park today while I was filming. You guys doing all right? Yeah. All right, we're gonna head home soon, okay? Buddy, you're already famous in my eyes.
Yeah.
No, not really. Oh man, clouds? Really? The weather here in Texas is so weird. It changes like every 10 minutes. Now, I don't mind cloud coverage. I think this is great. It actually feels kind of nice. But I just miss the consistency of California, you know? Now, I don't know if you remember, but I made a video talking about why I decided to have a 2 full-frame camera set up in my camera bag. And yeah, it's always a great idea to have some sort of camera backup, especially if you're in the wedding industry. But honestly, since the DJI Pocket 3 camera came out, the camera that I'm filming with right now, I kind of don't need a second full frame camera in my bag. Like, the Pocket 3 is a really good backup camera. I mean, come on, it's like tracking my face right now, so I could go to the left, I could go to the right. Like, I don't need to hire, you know, a second camera person to follow me around. Like, this is pretty much all I need. I got my full frame camera and I got my Pocket 3. I wanted to come to a quiet place, but a lot of people are coming down this pathway. It's getting really busy, so I'm gonna go somewhere else. Does that ever happen with you? All the time. All right, so right now I'm vlogging with the DJI Pocket 3. I got my DJI Mic 2 attached to me, holding my a7C II, and yeah, I kind of don't need another second full frame camera. I mean, maybe if there's a new camera that comes out this year, I might change my mind, but for right now, having one main camera and a backup camera like the Pocket 3 is kind of all I need, you know what I mean? Oh man, the mosquitoes are out already. Texas is not a safe place to film outside. Okay, we're gonna take it back inside because, you know, mosquitoes. So I wanna show you something really quick. Now, because of the squared off design of the a7C Mark II, you can pretty much pack it into any camera bag. So traditionally, you can pack cameras this way, right? But because of the squared off design, you can actually stow your camera that way. Here, I'm gonna take out my 70-200 and look how easy that is. You can't do that with a traditional mirrorless camera, you know, with the EVF bump on the top. And even here with the nomadic sling bag, I can pack the a7C II super easy like that, making room to put a drone or other accessories. And so, yeah, huge reason why I wanted to get the a7C Mark II, the compact squared off design. All right, we're gonna go outside again because it's such a nice day. I don't want to end the video inside the house. I want to go outside. Anyway, why the a7C II and not the a7CR? I mean, they're essentially the same camera, right? Except the a7CR is supposedly better? Not necessarily. Yes, the a7CR has a 61 megapixel sensor and the a7C Mark II has a 33 megapixel sensor. So you think when it comes to photography, the a7CR is better, but the a7C II is actually faster. It shoots 10 frames per second, where the a7CR only shoots 8. I don't know why, but there's a green light and I'm gonna stop. We have arrived. All right, here we are. Look at that. What a lovely afternoon. Love it out here. So yeah, the a7C Mark II shoots photos at 10 frames per second, where the a7CR only shoots 8 frames per second. Little kind of weird, but the a7CR has raw video output, even though it is a mini HDMI port. But honestly, that doesn't really bother me because I don't really shoot raw video anyway. But other than that, like, those are really the two biggest differences between the a7C II and the a7CR. Oh, and the price. The a7CR is like, what, $3,000? That's a lot of money. Where the a7C II just sits just above $2,000, and so that's a little more digestible than the $3,000 camera. The great thing about the Pocket 3 is that it comes with a little mini tripod, so I can set this thing down anywhere I want, and because of the face tracking, it can still track my face even though I'm on a slope. Look at that. There you go. Very cool. Now, you might think I'm crazy, but I do have a master plan. Now, the A7C Mark II is my main camera now, but I'm kind of hoping that a more video-centric mirrorless camera will come out this year that will eventually be my main video camera. And that supposed camera might be the Sony a7S IV or the FX3 Mark II. Either way, if those cameras come out this year, oh man, game over, and the a7C Mark II would be my backup camera slash main photography camera. Like, how cool would that be? A7S IV, a7C Mark II, ah! Someone was looking at me, weird YouTuber. I don't know for sure, but if that ended up becoming the case, like that would be a pretty killer combo, right? And you know what, even if it wasn't true, like I would totally be happy with the a7C Mark II as my main camera this year. Why? Well, because it kicks butt. All right, buddy, have fun. Just dropped my son off to soccer practice. It's been a busy day today. Now, what about low light? Is the a7C Mark II even good in low light? Well, let's find out. I've waited to this part of the day so that we can do an ISO test. Right now, we are filming at ISO 800, and I'm gonna increase the ISO and compensate with the aperture. So let's go ahead and increase it to ISO 1600. That looks actually pretty good. All right, let's increase it to ISO 3200. Compensate the exposure by increasing the aperture, probably about over there. Yeah, look all right. Let's go ahead and increase it to ISO 6400. There we go. Bring up the aperture to about there. And now let's go ahead and increase the ISO to 12,800, an ISO where the a7S III and FX3 really shine. And there you go. This is what the a7C II looks like at ISO 12,800. All right, we're gonna do an ISO test so that we can see how well the a7C Mark II performs in low light, starting at ISO 200. All right, let's bump it up to ISO 400. Okay, let's bump it up to ISO 800. Right there. Let's bump it up to ISO 1600. All right, now let's bump it up to ISO 3200. Okay, and now ISO 6400. All right, and now ISO 12,800. All right, now let's go to ISO 25,600. And now let's bump it up to ISO 51,200. And then finally, ISO 102,400. That's just silly. Also, stabilization is insane on the a7C Mark II. It's not as good as the a7R Mark V. The a7R Mark V has 8 stops of stabilization, where the a7C II has 7 stops, so still pretty good. But this is the standard stabilization, and I'm just gonna run. Ugh. Oh gosh, my legs. All right, now let's go ahead and change the stabilization to active stabilization, so it's cropped in, and now I'm gonna run again. Pretty cool, right? Oh, all that running made me super tired. So anyway, yeah, those are my reasons why I got the a7C Mark II and why I sold all my Sony cameras to get the a7C Mark II. It's kind of crazy, not gonna lie. I don't know if any normal person would ever do that, but here I am doing weird things in 2024.